How's it going, YouTube? Today I got a special mod for you guys. Today I'm modding the Gameboy Zero with tactile buttons. So right here, I got a tactile button. These are the iPhone home buttons, iPhone 5 home buttons. I was able to get 10 of these on AliExpress for about $1.50. So roughly 13, 14 cents. This is what they look like. And these are tactile buttons that I'm going to be able to put on the Game Boy on the PCB. So instead of having, so I have a lot, I'll be honest with you guys, with the PCBs I've been getting and working with, I have a lot of problem with the contacts and the buttons working. When I press the button, it doesn't register and my games just don't work as well. So I'm going to be installing these tactile buttons, meaning that these are physical click buttons. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's click, click, click. Kind of like a mechanical keyboard. So what I'm going to be doing is I've taken the cheapest Game Boy Zero and adding a $1.50 mod to it. So with these buttons, I'm going to put these buttons here. And then what you guys can do too, so AliExpress, I'll put in the link. And what you guys can do is you guys can use a multimeter, right? A multimeter. And you guys can check to see what the buttons, which ground is for your PCB. So right up here is ground. I'm covering it, I'm sorry. But right there is ground. Let me zoom in. So right here is ground. And these little silver buttons, I don't know if you guys can see them, but those are also ground pins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and what will happen is that the multimeter will beep when you know that these are connected, meaning that these little buttons are ground. So luckily, this PCB has 8 grounds for each of these, and for this start and select, they don't, but you know, maybe it works, maybe not. We'll figure it out along the way. Maybe I'll put a tactile button, maybe not. But let's work on these buttons first. And what I'm going to do first is, so I'm going to get Kapton tape, which is non-conductive tape, which I got on eBay, I think quite cheap. So what we're going to do, we're going to Kapton tape this all. These little home buttons have adhesives in the back. Stick it on there. I'm going to use really small gauge wire, wrapping wire. 30. You want to get the 30 gauge, see the 30. And you're going to get that. And what you'll do is you'll solder. So these run parallel, meaning that, let me see if I can focus. Right there. Meaning that this and this are connected, and this are connected. So everything on this side is connected, and everything on that side connected. So one side will be connected to the top portions of respective buttons, and the other side will be connected to the ground. Either here or any button there. So let's get going, you guys. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is place Kapton tape onto each of the PCBs, connective pad areas. And then honestly, you guys, if you guys are using these adhesive iPhone, they actually already have stuff in the back so that the contact doesn't go through, so you don't really need this Kapton tape. And the Kapton tape can run from kind of a little bit expensive here and there sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal to have it or not have it. So let me do this. I'm just going to tape these up, tape the conductive pads, just as a safeguard. But not, like I said, you don't really need it. All right, once I get all this taped, we'll come right back. All right, you guys, so I got all the Kapton tape now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to modify this a little bit, the home button. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip off this right here. That little tab, one there, and this gets pulled off. So what you're going to do next is you're going to peel this off. peel the adhesive off. So the adhesive coming right off, right? And it doesn't really matter too much of what orientation you put it, but what I'm, just for purposes, I'm going to put the orientation like horizontal, right? So remember, everything on the bottom, the two pins on the bottom are in the same family, and the two pins on the top are same family. So when you're wiring things up, you're going to have one separate wire on the top and then one separate wire on the bottom. And it doesn't matter what side. So let's put this each here. So that's the first one, and you can click on it to know if it works, right? Click, click, click. So that's the first one. So let's start getting that done. Cool. So these are done. I'm gonna hold off on the start and select for now, because I'm trying to figure out. I think they work, but I'll hold off on those for now. So what we're gonna do next is wire. We're gonna get a whole bunch of little wires, little tiny 30 gauge wires, and we're gonna solder the top to each respective things, and then the bottom I'm going to keep consistent to the grounds, okay? So, and it doesn't really matter actually as long as you're consistent with it, right? As long as you're not hooking ground and button on the same side, as in the same top or the same bottom. Don't do that. You have to pick either one wire on the top and then one on the bottom, okay? So if that made you guys confused, I apologize. Alright, you guys, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to put Kapton tape on the bottom of the start and select. And then I'm going to put these soft tactile buttons, right? See if I can see that. Soft tactile buttons onto this. What I'm going to do is do something crazy, okay? So this is crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some super glue onto this. Then I'm going to place these buttons on here at an angle. This is crazy, I know. Crazy. Just like that. It's got the glue on there, I think. There we go. Glue, glue, glue. And then place this on here. Oh shoot, it sticks, dries right away. So I need to break this off because I don't want those two touching. So broke that off. Place it right in the middle. More glue on this. Big dab of super glue. Place this on. Maybe if you had double-sided tape, it might be better. But I don't. So, alright. So, start and select. Boom, boom. Maybe in the future, I can use these buttons, because these are more available and they're cheaper, actually. These soft tactile buttons for the top ones. The difference is that these are not flush. These are, ow. Oh, I thought I burned myself with this. Those are fat, and these are skinny. As you can see, right? So, what I'm going to have to do with the start and select is I'm going to have to break off the select button and then cut it in half, possibly, to make it fit in there. But we'll see. We'll experiment. Alright, guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tint all the buttons, just the top of them. Hopefully that fits. Come on. Come on. Stick. No, don't burn the plastic. Turn this down a little. So you gotta find the pads that are bigger. Not all of them are sticking. Okay. Alright, so that's getting a little bit challenging. So let's make the bottom the ground. So as long as it sticks. Come on, stick. There you go. Not yet. There's one. I'm gonna tint this better. All right. So, all those are done. Hopefully they stay. And yeah, I'm gonna now do the connections. All right, guys. So next I'm gonna do the power buttons. So, like I said, you can just do the ground button has to be on the opposite side of each other, meaning the top or the bottom, not left or right, just top and bottom. So for example, I'm gonna do this one. All right, you guys. So it looks super messy because it is. And I think in the future I'm going to use these fatter ones because those are easier than these. These solder kind of a little bit challenging, but we'll see how this works out. Maybe this is a fail, maybe it's not. Maybe I just ruined, you know, the cheapest Game Boy in the world, Game Boy Zero. But who knows? All right, so what I'm going to do next is just solder. I'm going to start with soldering the actual points first because those are easier. And then I'll do the ground. So let's start going. Up. Right. Left. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. So I just hooked up all the yellow wires, which are the non-ground wires, and now I'm going to hook up the ground wires. So there's multiple points. Like I said, you can connect the ground wires, and it doesn't really matter which one you connect it to. What I'm going to do is just going to gently tint some of these. Oh man, this is harder than I thought. Little tiny tint points. Alright, so this mod, I would give this mod a difficulty of maybe half. It's challenging, but it's doable. If you can make a Game Boy Zero, I think this is just more practice for soldering. And to everybody out there, for the savants that are watching me do this, I'm sorry. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, there's 9 somehow. All right, whatever. And then there's ground. So luckily there's a ground pin up here. So you can put a lot of solder in there. Hopefully it doesn't go through. You can connect most of the ground to there actually, because ground is just ground. Got it? Ground is just ground, people. So all right, you guys. So I was able to get everything soldered, and it took some time. Yes, it takes time. I'd say the build was about soldering wise for the first time with all this stuff, not knowing what I'm doing. I would say like, I don't know, sometime. But I think in the future I will only do these, because these are a lot easier to solder. So I might take these all out and just do this. This, you know, super glue it down and then do that, because that's a lot easier, because these are like hit and miss. So it was challenging, but you know, I did it. We did it. So I put a whole bunch of grounds in this one. I put like 4 of them. I think that's okay. We'll find out together. Yeah, but let's now get this thing hooked up and let's see how it works. Alright, guys, so I got it plugged in. Battery case here, just in case it explodes. Let's turn it on. Loading. Maybe it takes time for right. Let's see. Should open it up, maybe. Oop. My button fell off. So for the start and select, I kind of just slid it in there because it pops out a little bit, but that's okay. Right, let's see if the Gameboy is turning on. Not turning on yet. The Pi is not running yet. Let's see if I can get the light of the Pi on. Oh, that's why. That looks very janky. Alright. Trial and error, people. Trial and error. That's all it is today. Oh, we got another disconnected. Alright, so this is the second try. Got other batteries, some wires fell loose. So let me double check every wire is connected. Over here, looks good. Alright, what I'm going to do is plug in this first to see if that light goes on. Charging it through here. There you go. And that's charging. Let's see if I flip the switch. Will blue light go on? If I can fry this. So what I'm looking for is a light. So this is connected here. It's not gonna get too warm. See a little blue light right there. All right, let's let it charge a little bit. And we'll give it a try. But how about this? I'm gonna plug this directly into the Pi. I'll let it charge a little bit. Alright, you guys, so, I haven't turned on this Game Boy in a while, and so it doesn't work anymore. I think I might have burnt this thing out. There's no green light. Tried to troubleshoot it for a while, but so far nothing. I don't know what's going on. Let's see, turn that on. Light turns on here, battery's working. Usually there's a little green LED that lights up, and it feels like I can feel the board getting warm. So let me check. I'm gonna break something. Oh no. I gotta cut this off. Okay, people. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Something bad happened. So let me check. All these points look like they're still connected. Yep, everything is still connected. Yep. Did I see a flash? Nope. So the power is connected there. Let me check the PCB. So this is everything's connected here. Let me check the PCB. That's connected, that's connected. Power, yep, both the powers connected. I can feel the board actually getting warm. So I think I fried the board, meaning in order to redo this, I'm going to have to replace the $5 PCB board. And, you know, that comes with the territory. I made a gamble, and yeah. So I fried the board. I'm going to cut this piece of glue off. Let's not cut any wires while I'm at it. So, because I can feel the board getting warm, and the power indicator's on. So, something's up. And this will happen for you guys too, where you guys are building your Game Boy Zero and you fry your PCB board. I don't know if there's like a power surge protector or anything. Maybe that's because of, I've heard of this cheap power boost, but hey, that comes with the territory too. It was working fine. I have a second Game Boy Zero where I can possibly try this again. But yeah, no worky. Let me turn this off. And I reformatted the SD card. But yeah, that's a bummer. Look at this. See, it still turns on. No screen. But hey, good guys, good news. Listen to this. Hear that clicking? So they works. I'm just gonna have to get a new PCB. I mean, a new Game Boy Zero. I mean, a Raspberry Pi Zero, and resolder it. I have another one, I believe. Let me go check. All right, everybody. So I checked my inventory, and you can buy from Adafruit the Game Boy Raspberry Pi Zero. You can buy them $5 and $10 with a $5 shipping. So technically, it's $10 each. But if you include the shipping, but this is a version 1, so this is the $5 one. I used it for an old project, and I took out the solder and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to resolder everything. And so I'm going to call it a night for this part, and I'll see you guys later. The O-Nerd here. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And for anybody that wants me to show their future product, you're totally welcome to comment me or email. My email linked in the bio. You can message me on YouTube, and I can advertise your product on camera. And yeah, peace out, you guys. This is the O-Nerd. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for all the support.